Welcome back to MannCave Unfiltered, where faith, truth, and real conversation meet. I'm your host, Houston Mannis, and today we're diving into something the world is desperate for right now. And I feel that's encouragement. And let's be honest for a second, we're surrounded by critics everywhere. Whether it be social media, or your job, or even, Lord forbid, in your own homes. If you're like me, you scroll through social media, whether you're on X, TikTok, Facebook, there's a lot of things that you'll see, and it's wall to wall negativity. What if we flip that script? If we decided that instead of matching the noise that we see out there, we'd start building people up with our words, with our actions, and with our faith. Last time in Faith and Action, we talked about living out what we believed. This week, talking about lifting others while we live it. Because faith that lifts others lasts longer. Words have weight. They can heal, they can hurt, they can build us up, or they can break us. Oftentimes, whenever you need the biggest encouragement, it comes from someone that you often don't expect it. It could be someone that you've only seen in passing every single day. It could be a text from a complete you thought was stranger in your life. Yeah, you have their number, but you didn't ever talk to them. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse 24, it says, "Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones." I know in my life it's happened to me plenty of times, but have you ever had someone say just the right thing on a rough day? Seems like everything's going wrong. Nothing can go right. It's just one bad thing after another. And then someone comes through and maybe it's not even really truly good news. But when they said that to you, it's like it hit a reset button on your heart. You felt encouragement. You know what? It's not that bad. It can be worse. God designed words that way, so they carry power. There's one thing I think we all have to agree on here, is that our human nature and of our bodies is we will remember the negative and the bad 9 times out of 10. You're less likely to remember the good situations in life. If someone did 1,000 good things to you, but they did one bad thing, what are you going to remember? You're probably going to remember whenever that person did that one bad thing to you. Whether they broke your heart, whether they fired you from a job. A lot of times that one bad thing will overshadow, it could be years of good work. But because we hold on to that, that means we also spread negativity just as fast. It keeps going. It doesn't slow down. One thing encouragement does is it is very, very strong. You never know when that one kind word is the thing that keeps someone going that day. You might have thought it was dumb to tell someone that, hey, I feel like the Lord wants me to tell you that He loves you and He sees you, that He's with you. That could be what that person needs to push through that trial. Encouraging them to keep living the faith, to live strong, live boldly as Christians. Is what we need to do for everyone every day. It costs you nothing. What's it cost to be an encouragement to somebody? You don't have to go pay money to do this. Like I've said before, maybe it's just doing a good deed. You're carrying your neighbor's groceries in for them. Maybe you're helping someone back in a truck. Maybe you're just providing your hands to assist someone in something that they couldn't do on their own. Those little things can change everything for that person. And encouragement isn't just nice things to say. I believe it's a form of ministry. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, it says, "Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do." That would mean the word edified there, I believe, means to build up. What is edifying the brethren? What is edifying to your church? Things that are going to help build your faith, to build up your strength, to keep going another day. This is what Jesus did over and over. We have beautiful examples. He spoke to the outcasts, the downtrodden, those that were not allowed inside of Jewish society. He spoke to the broken, both physically, mentally, and oftentimes spiritually. But you know who he also talked to just as much as anyone else, if not more? Those who were overlooked. Those that were mid-Jewish but were left behind or overlooked by the Pharisees, the leadership in the Jewish community. And he reminded all those people that God was not done, that God had a plan, had something to share. You don't need a microphone or a platform. I really don't have anything here. Whatever comes of this is not of me, because I don't have a marketing team. I don't sit there and meticulously comb through what's the best way to do all this. No. I share it with those I feel I need to share it with. If they feel it's a good enough message to share to someone else, I thank God that the message got through. Because it isn't me. I just bring forth what I feel the Lord wants me to bring forth. Just because I sit here and I have a microphone and I share some of words on the internet doesn't make me any different than you. Because all you need are eyes to see people and a heart that's willing to help God's children. It could be a coworker who's hanging on by a thread, struggling, not knowing where to turn next. Maybe it's your spouse, your friend, or it could even be a complete and total stranger. If we just take a moment and just speak the truth with them, not to condemn them, if we meet them with compassion and oftentimes with charity, you will have such a greater effect on their life. Hear them, let them tell you their story. Let them share what they need to share. And then pray that the Lord gives you words to speak to help encourage them. That you can help them fight that battle, that they can go on to fight another day. You might be the rope, that hand that someone reaches out and grabs because they're feeling like they're drowning or they're falling. And if you are to be for that person in that moment, that it is one of the most important yet serious positions you could ever be in. But I found in my life that whenever you are that person, don't overcomplicate it. Don't try to cram 1,000 things you think you need to say at once into a single sentence. Be consistent for them. If you tell them you're going to text them tomorrow, text them. If you tell them you're going to see them Sunday, see them Sunday. If you say you're going to do something for them, be consistent in that. Maybe you just write them a note, send them that thinking of you text, leave a kind comment online instead of joining into the argument. I am guilty of joining into an argument too many times, especially when I feel that what was said wasn't wrong. I see people attacking that person. I have a defender type of personality by nature. Could be a smile. Someone looks like they have had the longest week of their life. Look at them and say, hey, you got this. They'll be all right. Might be tough right now. The Lord loves you. And that could be all they need. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29, it says, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Your words should be grace in motion. The words we say are often the most powerful things in our life. Because what we say can be the greatest increase and the greatest detriment to those around us. And sometimes that means biting your tongue when that sarcastic comeback is right there. Because trust me, I've had it so many times that I wanted just to let somebody have it. Tell them how wrong they are. Especially in the political climate that we're in. Say you're Christian, they take one look at you and I'm white. So I'm by default called a white Christian nationalist. Do I feel that our government needs to be dominated by Christian church? No, but I think it needs to be supported by at least a common set of morals that can be found in the Bible, that a lot of these men had a belief in, that there was some form of greater being. What I need to work on, and I think it's something that as a community we could all grow in, is trying to choose that kindness over being that irritant in that conversation. Instead of saying what you really feel you want to say, maybe it's best you hold your tongue. Maybe it's as simple as, I'm going to pray for you because God loves you, and I hope and pray that you can find the truth someday. Doing that could have massive changes in the environment, to the atmosphere that you're currently in. Because we've heard many times before, light always pushes back the darkness, whether it's in one's heart, one's soul, physically in a room of darkness. The smallest of lights will cast such a great source of hope, of desire. How do we do this? How do we start encouraging people in our lives? As I've said plenty of times before, all this starts with the home. Starts with you. Our home should be the most encouraging places on earth. You know, telling your spouse, I appreciate you. I love you. Telling your kids, or even still just your spouse, I'm proud of where you've become, where you are now. Your children, I'm proud of who you're becoming. Calling your parents, and telling them thank you for what they did for you. Telling them, everyone in your life that you're close to, that you love them. You know, just say it outside your mouth. Give them a hug. Earnestly tell them that you love them. Because it does wonders for your heart. Because those words, they can build legacies. You become known as a loving person. Everyone wants to be around you. In Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 to 25, and it says, and let us consider one another to provoke unto love and unto good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. We've heard this in church a lot lately. To not forsake the assembling of ourselves together. This faith that we have, this belief in God, is not meant to be done alone. Now, there are points in life where you may be alone, and that's just because of the card that was drawn, the situation that you are in life. Yes, it will happen. When you have the opportunity and you're given that ability to assemble with those with a like mindset of you, like set of beliefs, helps us encourage one another through prayer, ministry, testimony, or even just as simple as a song. It helps strengthen one another, encourages us to push on till tomorrow. It will strengthen our homes, our churches, and Lord willing, by His hand, even our nation. Because whenever you have a home that encourages one another and uses strength, those strong words that help build us up, edify us, will build strong homes. And if we have our strong homes, as I've said so many times, we build a stronger faith, a stronger church. If we have a strong faith, that we lean on the Lord no matter what happens, and we tell Him, Lord, I do not know what is to come, but I believe that you will see me through this, that you will have my back. You will help me with my yoke. We'll build the strongest of communities. And that's how revival starts. I think we're seeing the beginning of it in our country. More and more people are turning back to religion, to believing in Jesus Christ. If we can do that, if we can help spark that revival to be closer to God, it would be such a wonderful thing. But sometimes you need to figure out how to encourage yourself. Because oftentimes I found it's easy to tell others that you love them. It's easy to try to help others, and you're just giving and giving and giving, and all of a sudden you've run dry. You sit there looking for encouragement yourself, but it doesn't feel like there's any to come. So what do you do when you're the one who needs to be lifted up, that needs encouragement? Because even those that are sent to be encouraging others still need encouragement. In Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, it reminds us. It says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not be faint." Sometimes the best way to get what we need from the Lord and that encouragement is to take a step back, recenter yourself, pray, get back into the Word, just surround yourself with God. And God will remind you that your worth isn't in how much you do, it's in who you are to Him. Don't isolate. Reach out to somebody you trust. If you're feeling spiritually empty and you are trying to figure out how to refill it, reach out to someone you trust. Go, you get simple as, "Hey, will you remember me in prayer?" Don't give them details. That person is a true believing Christian. There should be a no doubt in your mind or theirs that they will pray for you whenever you ask. Because we're living in communities, and this should go both ways. When you ask for prayer, you should believe that that community is going to be there for you. Because the same encouragement that you helped give, that you were a vessel for, that encouragement will be sent back to you. Because God will give unto you what you give unto others. And oftentimes it'll be from maybe someone you don't even know. It's a word they said, it's a song they started, it's a prayer that they prayed. When you stay connected to God and His people, I feel your well will never truly run dry. And the world's loud. It's starving for just good old simple kindness. So together, let's be the difference. Let's be that voice that reminds someone that they matter. That God hasn't forgotten them. That God has not forsaken them. Because when you build others up, you're reflecting the heart of Christ. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, it says, "Wherefore comfort yourselves together, and edify one another, even as also ye do." Somebody out there needs your words this week. And when you feel empty, let God's word remind you that He's still speaking life over you. That He's still there for you. As long as you are willing to serve Him, He will always find a way to feed you, especially spiritually. Well, thank you all for coming back once again today. For listening to the message that I felt to deliver. There's been so many things on my mind. Not sure where to go, do this or do that. Well, thank you again. Thank you for all the support, all the people subscribing, sharing. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. It's free. Click the little bell to be notified whenever new episodes do go live. We do strive for new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at noon Central Time. If you haven't already, we do have a newsletter over at newsletter.mancavemedia.com. That's newsletter.mancavemedia.com. We have a Discord community over at discord.mancavemedia.com. And you guys check us out over at mancavemedia.com. We do have a website up for the podcast, for the show. There's a contact form over there if you guys want to send in anything, whether it's comments, questions, things you'd like to see covered. You're more than welcome to share it there. I'll do my best to try and work up a message for what you'd like to hear. I want to thank everyone for coming through. Stay strong, stay faithful, stay unfiltered. This was MannCave Unfiltered.